Evening. This is the opening of the Air Conservation Commission, Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. In attendance are John Schmallenberger, member, Jenna Maya, clerk, Mark Phillips, vice chair, and George Bacon, member, and I am Jessica Gino, chair. Heather Hampson, our agent, is not with us tonight. So first on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Does anybody have anything to change themselves?
Nope.
Nope. Motion to approve the agenda as posted.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Chair votes aye. Motion passes 5-0 unanimously. Next up is approval of the meeting minutes for January 8th, 2026. Do we have any changes to the meeting minutes? Any edits?
Nope.
You have some?
I just have on page 1 where we have referring to the January 2023 wetland delineation or wetland review or the review.
2023.
Yeah, I would change that to delineation. Does that sound right? Yeah.
Where is this, Jess?
Like midway down in the public hearing on the bottom.
Yeah.
January 2023.
Yeah, it wasn't just a review, it was a formal delineation.
Okay.
And then on page 2, we did find two minor things. Where it says the trees at 6 to 8 inch diameter, or 6 to 8 diameter, you need a little inch, the little inch thing,
Yeah, that makes sense.
as opposed to feet. And then where they hope to begin work, begins with the hope to begin.
In the same section?
Yeah. Ooh.
Hope to begin work.
Yeah. They hope. That was it.
Okay.
Otherwise, perfect.
I will take those home and fix them.
Any other edits to the minutes?
No.
Okay, accept a motion to approve the minutes for January 8th, 2026 as amended.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Motion passes 5-0.
I abstain.
Oh, George Bacon abstains because he was not here. Okay, so 4-0 with one abstention. Got it. Throwing one at me, George. Curveball. Okay, next on the agenda is public meeting request for determination of applicability, the Department of Public Works, Bishop Road, for the installation of a water main and drainage utilities. And with us tonight is the town engineer,
Hello.
Matt Herndon.
Hi.
Good evening.
So, would you,
Matt, can you just spell your last name for me, please?
My last name is Herndon, Hernon.
Okay.
oh, I said Herndon.
You did.
I was wrong.
That's closer than most
I
people.
was wrong. I was very wrong. All right, so Matt, I'm breaking in as chair. So,
Congrats. Yeah. Oh.
yeah, I had to fight for the position.
It was
No.
a coup.
It was a coup. Would you care to describe your project?
Sure. Yes, the project is, as you said, it's called the Bishop Road Water Main Extension Project. So the purpose of the project is related to the senior center approval.
Okay,
So this is to bring utilities to the senior center that was approved at the fall town meeting. So that's kind of one of the strange caveats of that site is there's actually no public infrastructure, public underground infrastructure directly across from there. So this project's going to bring water, electric, communication lines directly to that site, which
and sewer?
sewer is planned to be on site.
Okay,
So this project, there's only one portion of the project that's within resource areas And it's actually project I believe this commission's familiar with, the National Grid substation site. So this project does run right at the intersection of Park and Bishop Road is where this project is within a 100-foot buffer of a wetland that's on the National Grid substation site. So the project would actually, it's basically pipes in the street, so limited impacts. We're not increasing, not really building anything new. It's all underground infrastructure, but there is one very small area that's actually directly within the edge of the wetland, which would be a drainage outfall from the road into that wetland area. And that drainage system is really intended to correct the kind of a flooding issue at that low point of the road. Basically, there's no drainage infrastructure there, and when it rains heavy or when you have a big snowmelt event, water tends to pool across the whole road. So it really, as part of this project, even though that part doesn't relate to the senior center, we're looking to correct a deficient drainage condition there. That does affect traffic when it really rains or you have major snowmelt events. So that portion, the drain part of the project, does actually go to the very edge of the wetlands on the National Grid substation site.
Is that right at the corner, Matt?
That's right at the corner of Park at Bishop. There's currently a drainage head wall there. So we basically going right to that drainage head wall with this new drain pipe. And the drainage infrastructure, it's just one catch basin in the road followed by a underground leaching structure. So we're trying to put water back into the ground. So the piping would really more or less be like an overflow pipe when that system is at capacity and you have major storm events. Then it would be relieved into that outlet structure into that wetland system.
So there's a catch basin there already?
There isn't on the
Okay.
street. There is one across the street on private property that drains into the wetlands. So we, as part of this project, we're looking to basically tie into that
Okay.
infrastructure, which would relieve that flooding problem at the low point of the street.
I thought when Grid was in there cleaning out that area, they cleaned out the outfall. And I thought it was that there was no connection to the one across the road. Or is there?
That's on my understanding is there is a connection
Okay.
directly to the catch basin across the street.
Okay.
But you are right that that was cleaned out as part of the substation work.
Okay. You're gonna bust into that and connect to it basically then?
Pretty much.
Okay. And all the stuff that you're putting in is on the Grid side of the road, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so you're gonna put a basin in essentially what was sort of kind of their, let's say, parking lot of sorts in the past, right? And now it's, I think it's just gonna be flat, open dirt and stuff, I think, right?
Pretty much. Not the current parking area, which is past the train tracks, but it'd be before the train tracks. So basically, you're going down Bishop Road.
I'm thinking right in front of their fence. That's still prior to their train tracks. But
Oh, okay.
you're put. Where are you going to put this? It beyond the train tracks?
I know it'd be before the train tracks.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
On Bishop Road?
On Bishop
Yeah.
Road.
Okay.
And it is very subtle by eye, but there is a low point in the road there. So we're basically trying to prevent, basically when you have major storm events, it does flood. So
Isn't Grid doing a replication area? Aren't they essentially bringing more wetland replication basically closer to where he's going to be doing this work?
National Grid, you mean?
What's that?
National Grid, you mean? Or
Yeah,
What are they
so as
doing?
part of what Grid had to do, because they were taking some further down Park Street, I think, right along
Yeah.
their fence line or whatever, didn't they have to do a replication closer to Bishop Road?
Yeah, but I think on their side is what I remember. Does
Well, I'm
anybody
just saying
remember?
this, how do we treat like an area that's now replicated, he's gonna now be within 100 feet of that? Is it's not necessarily there yet, but it's
Oh.
to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
isn't it? I think that's what they're planning for on the green side.
I'm not sure.
Like if you had, like
But-
if this was Park and this was Bishop,
Right.
the outfall's here.
Yeah.
Grade was taking something here, and I thought they were replicating more like over here, which is basically Bishop here, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But this will be a little further down Bishop Road on the other side, off from
well, but
the,
they're still tying into the outfall.
yeah,
They're still gotta dig that whole thing up.
yeah. But the digging up, is that all in the roadway?
It's almost entirely in the roadway, but
Yeah.
it does lead basically right down to the very bottom of that embankment. So it's not really going into the wetland replication area, it's really going right to the edge of it. That would be the limit of the work.
Okay.
Right
That.
Right at the corner where the outfall comes under Bishop Park intersection. It's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that would be the line.
I think there's a manhole there too, if I remember correctly, at the top of it. Or something.
There is.
Yeah.
Do you have plans we could look at?
I do.
Yeah.
Pass these around.
Visual aids always help.
So the plan, that's most useful is probably page 5.
Yeah, we'd put this on the screen if Heather was here, but
Um,
We lack the skill set.
yes.
So page 5, so right at the corner of Park and Bishop Road, you can see in red where that edge of wetland is, as well as the 100-foot buffer of that wetland. And the blue line represents the proposed water line, and the green represents the proposed drain. That was just speaking of.
So the catch basin that you're tying into is the one closest to Park Street? Or am I reading that wrong?
Yeah, so there's, it's kind of hard to see on here, but where that green line takes a bend,
Mm-hmm.
that's basically where it's connecting into an existing drain pipe. But we're going to replace the pipe out from there into the wetland areas. That's what's being shown on here.
Right, and then coming, be actually north-ish, yeah, north, across Bishop, that's that other outfall. It's in that grassed area, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, in front of, used to be the car shop or whatever, I think. Okay. All right, so yeah, so this is, you're gonna tie in here, go right into that same outfall. Okay. Are you're replacing then right up to the outfall then too, essentially?
Essentially.
Okay, okay.
So the outfall location doesn't change, same as existing. Head wall location, same as existing. No grading or filling aside from right at the outfall exit, we put some crushed stone.
Okay.
The attempt to slow down the
Which we would
velocity.
want, I think.
So once again, that piping's there really as an overflow. If that leaching structure in the street shown next to the catch basin, if that were to overflow and just allow the water to get to the wetland area.
And get out of the street, stop the pooling.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when it goes into the catch basin, it's getting some treatment
Correct.
by normal means, and when it's overflowing, which is going to overflow anyways, it's not going to get treated. That's just going to get directed a little bit quicker into the wetland area.
More or less, yes. So there's some treatment in the catch basin and also the leaching structure. So those two structures take care of most of the what we call the suspended solids in the stormwater. I think it's over 80%, which meets the stormwater standards, having those two structures in place for treatment.
So just to the east of it, that little circle, proposed LB, that's the leaching
Leaching basin.
basin. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, and it's only up to that point there. Okay. And what's the red
The red, the orange.
or
that you're
orange? Is
pointing
it
to.
orange? Okay, yeah. Whatever those. What are the other colored lines?
Yeah, those are proposed communication lines that would be owned by Comcast.
Oh, okay.
It's part of this project. So they're also going to put in infrastructure down Bishop Road.
Don't they need to come to us too? Wouldn't they have to come to us?
We'll find out. I don't know the answer to that, but
So that,
if it's underground within the roadway, well, they probably still have to come to us, but,
Yeah. Still
well,
within the
if
buffer.
there's,
Or
once
not
we get
technically,
beyond
actually,
the-
they're outside. I
yeah.
see. Okay. I take that back. They're outside the buffer altogether.
yeah, so. Yeah. Any other questions? John?
It was never in the plans for the senior center to hook up to town sewer?
not that I'm aware of. I'm guessing that was cost related.
Yep. Just curious.
I had that same question as well,
Mhm.
but I think it was solely cost related why they chose to
Yep.
have on-site treatment.
And the on-site treatment area has no relation to a buffer zone for us, as far as you know?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I personally haven't spent a lot of time on that project. This is really kind of like a part of that project, but I do know that part has been vetted through by a professional, so I trust their work. And I don't believe that site is in resource areas that it's
Right.
outside of.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Jen, any questions? George?
So where does the runoff on the north side of Bishop Road go?
Currently, where does it go?
Yeah,
Some of it does go toward the substation side, and some of it actually drains the other way, is my understanding. So it is very flat
yeah.
land on the north side. I believe most of it does go toward the substation, but the substation is kind of high relative to the street, so it basically kind of pools off the edge of the road. But that's my understanding of it.
Slowly perks. And
I
like you
used
said,
to get my car repaired down there, and I recall often seeing a huge puddle in the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't know if that area was really graded properly when it was constructed, because it is very, very flat.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mark, anything else?
So I just wanted to, so this red 100-foot buffer that you have here,
Yes.
this is based on, again, existing plans a bit back prior to Grid doing any of their stuff, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is based on wetland flags that were replaced by the surveyor for this project. And that survey was, I believe, just over a year ago.
Okay. And just going back to the senior center, so you said the senior center was proposed with private sewer leaching and such on site?
Yes, that would be like an on-site septic system.
Okay, so, yeah, okay.
That's what's proposed right now. And I think it was solely a cost-related decision to go with that option versus a new sewer line down the street.
Right, so other than the work within the roadway, the only disturbance of soil is at that, taking the pipe to the head wall
Exactly.
in our area. Okay.
Exactly.
Heather seemed to indicate that we didn't need to do a site walk for this unless people really want to, but as we've been to that area for the National Grid project, we also know pooling areas. What does everybody else think about that?
I'm not gonna see anything anyway.
Yeah. Mark?
Yeah, no, I think if it's all within the roadway,
Yeah.
obviously, again, previously disturbed, if anything, this is gonna help it because it's gonna have some sort of
Treatment.
treatment
Leaching.
beforehand.
Yep.
So that's a great thing, so. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, no further questions, nothing from the non-existent public here, so. So we do have a form to sign, so we can take a vote tonight unless anybody has objections. So, all in favor of issue? Yeah. Asking for a motion for all in favor of issuing a negative determination of applicability to this project, probably with the usual caveat that Heather gets notified when you start doing the work. You're putting in erosion controls.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that is shown on the plan.
Right, so Heather will have to inspect the erosion controls. So with that, one condition, accept a motion to issue a negative DOA.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes unanimously. Oh, I'm supposed to also say anybody opposed? Nobody's opposed, but if we're all voting aye, then do I have to say that?
Yes.
Okay,
Johnson.
yes, so anybody
When
opposed?
do you plan to do the work?
Tomorrow.
It would likely be in the spring.
Spring.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometime in June. Is it sometime in June when things are going right now?
Right.
Thanks, man.
Good
Thank
enough.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
You question me? Oh, no, I'm in training. Question away. Okay.
Public meeting, so we don't have to close it.
We don't open or close it, right?
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm just. I think this is. Okay. So that's the. So I think that's all that has to go back to Heather. I'm just making a new file here for going to her.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me everything. Okay. Next up on the agenda, we have continued public hearing for notice of intent, DEP file number. And I haven't heard we've gotten one from DEP, so for Sawyer May LLC for Orion Park Drive, they have requested a continuance to our meeting on February 12th. And we have that in writing, so also should note, and we'll note this again at our meeting next time, that Mass DEP, oh, actually this is not going to have a DEP number. So DEP came back and said that the work proposed is only within a potential vernal pool. They have no jurisdiction on the project, so it will be a bylaw only application. So we're not waiting for a DEP number then.
Oh.
And that statement will need to be remade during the next meeting as well. And meanwhile, they're still waiting to hear from Natural Heritage on the habitat thing, issues, so. Anyway,
It'll
so
never have a DEP number then?
it won't, it's not, it doesn't have to file
Not
under the
jurisdiction.
Wetland Protection Act, just the our local bylaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to vote to continue it?
Yeah, so as a public hearing under our bylaw, asking for a motion to continue till our next meeting on February, February 12th. Do I have a motion?
So,
Second.
All in favor of continuing the public hearing for Orion Park to February 12th? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No, and the chair votes aye. Motion passes 5-0 unanimously. I'm still in training, very much in training on this. So, okay, next up on the agenda is the request for certificate of compliance for DEP file numbers 100-0141 through 100-0158, excluding DEP numbers 100-0152, 100-0177, and 100-0178. So,
Excluding 152, but including 177 and 178.
excluding 152.
That seems to make sense the way the numbers go, right?
And
Yeah,
the
so what we
commas.
have here, this is a little confusing, we have, so apparently this was all work done on Calvin Street, and it was initially filed wrong. By when the orders were recorded, they were filed wrong, so this is correcting that in service of a property sales closing at the end of the month for 23 Calvin Street. So we have to re-sign partial certificates of compliance. If you want more details, Heather,
Yeah, I've seen that house for sale.
yeah. Oh, that's the one, so coming from Snake Hill on the right? Yeah, okay, so they need to complete that. And we're correcting some misfilings that were done in the past by
So
others, not
the one
us.
for sale is somewhere in this mix of numbers. and
Yeah.
It'll correct
22.
the other ones for future sales, basically.
Right.
Okay.
So,
And when were those houses built?
I moved in 1999, so, they were just finishing the last few on Calvin Street at that point.
They had just cut that street through.
Yeah, I think it was most of the houses that were built at that point in 1999, but they still had, I think, 2 or 3 left to go.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
early 2000s, according to Heather.
So we got to vote on each one of these?
We have to vote on issuing a certificate of compliance for, okay, so the first one is for 100-0141 through 100-0158, excluding, okay, got it, excluding 100-0152.
So those are
Okay.
gonna be a lump?
This is all
Yeah.
one vote.
Yeah, this is all one vote, so a
Okay.
certificate of compliance for 0141 through 0158, excluding 0152. Yeah, so the agenda's a little bit confusing on what's excluded. Okay, So-
Is that 0152, has that already been issued? I mean, why is that excluded?
okay, why is that? That might be the roadway or something like that. I'm not sure on the answer in that, but
I withdraw my question.
please. Heather did do a site inspection on January 16th, And I'm just assuming that 0152 is irrelevant to this particular order.
Okay.
So do we have a motion to issue, any questions first? Any questions that I can't answer first? Okay. Have a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 0141 through 0158, excluding 0152.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of issuing the certificate of compliance, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Chair votes aye. Any opposed? Crickets. And the motion passes, so. That one around too. Okay, then we are issuing voting on issuing a certificate of compliance for 100-0177, which Heather has inspected. On January 16th. This is a partial certificate of compliance for, I believe, 23 Calvin Street. Any questions?
There's a partial?
Yeah, she said they were, well, there are 3 requests for certificates of compliance, parentheses, partial, on the agenda for 23 Calvin Street, but way back then, certificates or orders of conditions were issued for whole parts of projects, not individual lots.
Yeah.
So this is clearing this individual lot for its sale at the end of the month.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for the explanation.
You're welcome, Mark. Okay, so for 100-0177, all in favor of issuing a certificate of compliance?
Need a motion.
Motion for issuing this. This is where I'm getting. I'm not good tonight. Okay, all.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Chair votes aye. Any opposed? Crickets. Okay. This is not my finest hour.
It's okay, it's only being recorded.
It's only being recorded. Apologies to the world. And finally, we have request for a partial certificate of compliance for 100-0178. Heather has inspected the area on January 16th. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve issuing a certificate of compliance for 100-0178?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Any opposed? Crickets. Motion passes 5-0. So,
You should check for compliance at 2.
What about 2, Calvin?
You should check for compliance.
You really should.
all right, so this all goes to Heather's
Let
pile.
me guess, you're probably 0152. The one we excluded.
Okay.
Let's get her a giant.
Actually, my property's got
Papers to sort.
two
Okay.
addresses. It's got one on Snake Hill, too.
I hope you're paying double taxes.
We are. It's because of that garage used to be a home.
Oh.
We get tons of requests. We'd love to buy your house. At 218 Snake Hill.
All
They gave me
right.
that much money for a garage.
It's a nice garage.
It's a nice garage. But it
All
doesn't
right.
compare to
You have a better garage.
this garage area.
Okay.
All right. Next on the agenda is office and member updates. Heather's not here, but we do have a draft our request for proposals, request for quote for the 2026 treatment of Sandy Pond, Flanagan Pond, and Pine Meadow Pond for the aquatic vegetation control. Has everybody had a chance, anybody had a chance to look at the draft?
I did not. I did not see it in the email.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't included in the original email, so
Okay, so
when
I just
she,
missed it.
yeah.
Resent
And
it.
then there've been email access issues later today,
Yes.
so.
Yes.
There have been issues.
Indeed.
So has anybody looked at it?
No.
Okay. I did.
What
So,
do you got to bring up?
Hmm?
What do you got to bring up?
well, just a couple of things. So there are just a couple spots where she refers to the 2024 year-end report, and at this point, it just needs to be updated to the 2025. And the only other questions, oh, and yeah, John, she's changed it in her version so that you're no longer chair. You're no longer the bad guy. I am. Womp womp. The only questions I had is in the year-end report for Sandy Pond. They had just maybe adding in a couple things for continued vigilance for water chestnuts. Oh no, that's for, no, Sandy Pond's okay. Actually, for Flanagan Pond in their year-end report, I think we should just mention continued vigilance for water chestnuts. And
What is that going to do from an RFP perspective? What do you mean by continued
as
vigilance?
scope of work,
What are they going to do?
just look for it. Remember a couple of years ago they saw some and they pulled it, so we just want to highlight that they keep looking for it.
Seems
And
to be
removing
the-
it.
And removing it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would just make sure that it's worded that way. That's the actual scope is if you see
Vigilance
it,
for
get
water
rid of it,
chestnuts
not just
and
look for it.
removal if seen.
What do you mean by in their year, like in their year-end report? We want to put that, or just?
Oh, we're going with Water and Wetlands year-end report for 2025.
Oh, do you like? Okay.
Yeah, based on their, with end-of-year report, the work done, their observations at the end of the year for what was successful, what was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't we also mention something about we had wanted the post or end of year or end of season mapping? Like, wasn't that lacking in the report? And I think I
Okay.
think Heather was going to go back and look if that was supposed to be there and if they just forgot to put it in.
That's
or
what
was
she-
that not in the RFP to begin with?
Oh, I thought I remember her saying that they just forgot to do it.
Okay. So
So-
if we could just make sure that that is stated in the RFP, that it literally does say, pre-season or, early season mapping of
Says-
invasives and then post-season mapping of success and invasives.
Season. Okay.
I felt those were fairly useful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The other thing for Flanagan Pond, the 2025 report had recommended consideration of an algicide treatment because they'd observed that filamentous algae throughout the pond.
Yeah.
And if the density increased, they would recommend an algicide treatment. So I think we should just add a quote, asking for a quote for monitoring and treatment if that were observed this year and it worsened. It reached the level where we'd want a treatment.
Yep.
Okay. So that would just be specific to Flanagan Pond. Yeah.
And if you could request that they could explain to us how quickly they'd be able to respond. So if it's
Okay.
noticed or we notice it and reach out to them, how quickly could they attack that and get it under control, I guess?
Okay.
Is that like a next day kind of thing, or is it, we have to notify everybody that we're going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to take a week, kind of like a butters kind of deal, right? And then we apply and
Table.
that kind
If-
of thing. Might it get out of hand that quickly because
Yeah.
we might
Yeah.
want to try and attack it sooner rather than later if it's even starting to be seen.
Right. Well, I don't know if that's the difference though. Filamentous is not the same as the blue-green algae.
Okay.
So it was an overgrowth this year, and we had a
Mhm.
lot of pollen this is harmless algae, but it was quite
Dense.
dense.
Would
Yeah.
they have to post it to treat it?
Yeah, that's another question.
And then they did only offer a treatment, right? It wasn't something that could just be like scooped out, I thought, right?
It was throughout the pond. You'd have to go through the pond
that's
with
good.
a big
Right.
sieve to scoop it out. Yeah,
Big
I mean,
level.
I remember at the beginning of the season, going in the water, it was much cloudier than it was at the end of the season. But we did have a really high pollen drop last year. So that is the likely explanation for it. But if we had a sustained,
Yeah.
we'd maybe want to cut it back.
They did do the disc measurements or whatever, right? I thought.
Seshi disc,
Seshi disc, yeah.
yeah.
Those were in the reports, I thought, right?
Yeah, and that's what they do also to check for eventual potential development of the blue-green algae,
Okay.
cyanobacteria,
Mhm.
which we don't want. And that's a whole different treatment. I think that's a copper sulfate or copper treatment of some sort.
Okay.
So, okay, so that we just add in continued monitoring for water chestnuts and pull, and then giving us a quote for and details on a timetable for monitoring the algae buildup if it gets too dense.
For the water chestnuts, do we want to, like, I guess, find out if they just kind of throw that in, or if it's like a certain number that,
Yeah.
you know, okay, they're going to charge us an extra fee or what have you, or like, do they quote it separately, or is it, how much pulling is included, I guess? That's what I'm curious.
Well, this last time that they did it, they just saw it and yanked it and didn't charge us
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
at
getting
all.
at, right?
They
So
just saw it. It was a
assuming they do
little
the
bit.
same thing and, you know, it's 10 plants or something, right? They pull
Right.
it, okay, great. But if it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it got really bad, we're gonna need to, you know, schedule a whole day to do this, you know, what
Yeah.
might it cost, I guess?
I know I think they saw it was 2 years ago, I think was when they first saw
Mhm.
it. And then last year they didn't see any plants.
Okay.
So hopefully it would be unlikely it would suddenly be a big, but if it,
I mean, we could word it to say, in this RFP, how
yeah,
much water chestnut pulling would be included in the quote
how much
versus
pulling,
an adder or something?
or how about how much pulling would trigger added cost?
There you go. I like that wording, that's good.
Okay. Okay, so those would be the additions I'd suggest for Flanagan Pond.
Okay.
Anybody have anything else on that?
That was just Flanagan?
Yeah, and then on Pine Meadow Pond, I think we've had that we've had that discussion of some people observe Phragmites, and I think that in their report, Water and Wetlands report last year, they didn't see Phragmites. So it's like, I think we should mention that they need to check in with Heather about pinpointing the location and if it's accessible by boat for treatment.
Right.
So,
Because it's not like one or two plants. It's
yeah,
like a half an acre.
yeah. And then also I'd say the same wording for monitoring for water chestnuts there.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I can pass this around. Maybe wants to glance at it, but otherwise it's the same as it's been, just updated.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Thank you for reading.
The least I could do. But
I was walking back in there, and it's nice to see the benches that
yeah,
the scout built and carried back in there. It's
Yeah.
nice to see them in there. Nice locations.
Yeah.
Good job.
How icy was the path when you were there?
Not
Not.
after yesterday,
Yeah.
or after the snow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
All right. So on this, do we want to have Heather just send us a revised copy and then before we, so she was asking for this for March 6th. So I think if we,
We're ahead of the game.
we're ahead of the game. So yeah, so we'll just ask for,
Yeah, if she could
Review
make
changes.
edits, send that around, and then we could
yeah,
kind of like agree and or vote on it next one, right? So that you could get it out
agree on it before the next meeting?
at the next meeting.
Okay, make edits, circulate, and we'll vote on at the June 12th meeting. Otherwise known as February. Okay,
I've been impressed with the work they've been doing though.
yeah,
They seem to be doing nice results. Yeah.
yeah, so we can't say in advance that they'll get it this year, we have to see what we get, but
Yep.
we have been quite pleased with water and wetlands, so. That's the only update Heather had for me. I don't have any updates. John?
Negative.
Jen? George?
No.
You haven't been out walking around lately? Mark?
Okay, no.
All right, and we are at the 22nd, so actually our next meeting is in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
First
a 3-week
is
break.
Sunday, I think, right? I think the first is a Sunday.
Yeah,
Burn through
yeah.
3
Yeah.
weeks, yeah. Alrighty then.
So I am just gonna send Heather a text. She said, just to see if holding the RFP up until the 12th would create problems or not. It shouldn't, but
I thought you just said March something she wanted
March
to-
6th,
Oh, she wants a award?
No, I got tons
she
of
wants,
them. It's just-
she wants them to have their
of course, the
submissions
one
in by
is
then.
dead.
You keep saying I have to go through
We should
mine.
be fine, right?
Okay,
Well, but I'm sorry, you said March 6th.
March 6th. It'd be the deadline for submissions.
Okay, and that is only 3 weeks.
Yeah,
And we could
Maybe
vote.
just ask her to check what the lead time we gave last time.
yeah, okay.
Actually, is it in there with the old dates still there?
No, this was edited. Let me just see. Okay, so I am sending a text to Heather because she did say she could be texted. Reading this aloud so everybody knows what's being said. We have some edits and additions to the RF the RFP, I'm gonna just dictate, would waiting until our next meeting on February 12th mess up the deadline you've set for getting submissions? Question mark. And I just have to make a little edit because when you dictate, the phone changes things. Waiting until our next meeting. It does change things. Would. I so love artificial intelligence. Should we vote provisional approval with those changes? Okay. Okay, see if we, the text has been delivered.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Well, not if we have to, because I think we have to vote on this.
Should we just vote on it?
Yeah, why don't we just make a motion to provisionally approve issuance of the RFP pending approval of the recommended edits.
Who's going to approve?
If, I will, the chair. I can do that as chair. But that's unless there's a time crunch to meet that deadline. If not, we'll wait till review it at our next meeting. Does that sound acceptable to everybody else?
So,
Second.
Okay, all in favor of provisionally approving the RFP with edits to be made and approved by moi, the chair, at some point, if there's a time crunch. Otherwise, we will review and approve at our next meeting on the 12th,
aye.
Aye.
whatever that means. Make
Aye.
sense of that, Jen.
I
Aye.
did.
All in favor is 4 ayes. I say aye. Any opposed? No. The motion passes. Okay. Then I think we can, if there's nothing else, we can adjourn. So motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? No. And we are adjourned. It's 7:52.